guys, my name is Neel and welcome to Neel Workshop Zone. So in this episode, we're going to be learning about the heart. So I've actually made a previous episode talking about heart attacks and how it occurs and why it occurs and etc. So if you haven't checked it out, the link is in the description. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the heart. So let's talk about it. So, what is the heart? The heart is an organ that pumps blood and oxygen to the circulatory system. So, the heart is basically the size of a fist. It's not that much of a huge thing. And no, the heart doesn't look in a different shape. This is actually how the heart looks. And the heart is mostly located to a little left side of our body. So, now let's talk about what happens in our heart. So there's basically two types of blood that are moving in circulatory system. One is the high oxygen rich blood and the other one is low oxygen blood. So first let's talk about what happens from the low oxygen blood. So first, using the help of pulmonary arteries, the right atrium and the right ventricle takes the low oxygen blood and sends it to the heart, not the heart actually. So the low rich oxygen blood actually goes from here to the lungs, and the lungs pumps back rich oxygen blood back from the lungs to the right atrium and the right ventricle. So basically what's happening is from the left atrium and the left ventricle, the low oxygen blood is going to the lungs. The lungs is making it the rich oxygen and then it's coming back from the left atrium and the left atrium and the left ventricle. So when it goes in there, it again goes back as low oxygen blood and the cycle moves on and on. And next you have different types of veins. Not veins, but mostly valves like pulmonary valves and aortic valves. Now there are four types of valves here, and all four of these valves act as transporters of blood. So, for example, all four of these have valves, which are basically like gates of big apartments. For example, so when you have big apartment gates, to go inside of the apartment, you have to push those gates so that it opens and it closes back again, and that is how actually valves work. Valves open for a second and it closes again, to stop excess blood flowing. So it basically opens every second and closes every second. So these veins help send blood to different parts of our body. So that is how the heart works. The heart actually takes low rich oxygen blood and sends it to the lungs. And since you take oxygen with your lungs, the lungs mostly mixes the oxygen and it makes the blood high oxygen blood, and it mixes back into the heart. It makes it it sends the blood to different parts of our body. It comes back to the heart and it becomes low oxygen blood because our whole body is taking the oxygen, and then the low oxygen blood is sent back to the lungs again, and the process moves on and on. So that is basically what happens in our heart. Now, in our previous episode, we talked about heart attacks and how it occurs. And in that video, I said about how heart attack occurs, but I forgot to mention one point about how, what are the symptoms of heart attacks. So some of the symptoms of heart attacks is pain. It happens near the chest. So you feel this pain coming towards your neck or towards your left or right hand side. Next, you have breathlessness. So you start getting, you start to lose breath. Third, you have cold sweat, which basically means that even though, it's not hot, you still start to get sweat. And fourth, you have nausea, which is, you feel like, you feel your nose itchy, and then you finally have dizziness, which is basically, your head starts feeling a little weird. So those are the symptoms of heart attack. And if you want to know more about what to do in case of a heart attack and etc., as I said, link is in the description. So, yeah, that's the video. So, we talked about what is a heart, what does a heart do, the different parts of a heart, and what happens in our circulatory system. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out any new videos. And that's all folks, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.